Hello everybody, I wanted to show you this cute little game that I found called Yono and the Celestial Elephant. It's a very simple game with very few mechanics, but they work fairly well together, and it has some cool puzzling levels, but it has some flaws too. And basically it's a very unappreciated game. It has 26 reviews on Steam. You know how bad that is? I mean, you've seen the last encounter and it had like 12, and that made, I suppose, for all we know, that made like 12 sales. So this one made 26 sales, I don't know. It probably made like 100 times that, but still. Because I would assume that like 1% of people would leave reviews. So that makes sense. But yeah, it's not selling well at all. And yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I guess that's what happens. Steam's full of games, and this isn't even a 10 out of 10 game, so it makes sense they would be selling very poorly. But I loved it. I really enjoyed playing it. It's just such a cute little game. I mean, I guess that's really the main thing. It's how incredibly cute it is. The elephant is beautiful, and the sounds are great. When you get hurt, it plays like a sad trumpet, because you're an elephant and you have a trunk. But then when you pick up stuff or set it down, it also plays with the trumpet, and it's so cute. And when you die, he just falls flat on the floor with axe in his eyes. Axes. And yeah, that's funny, and it's also cute. Doesn't even matter that he died. Actually, I just realized when I died the first time, I had to fucking start at level 1, and that was stupid. Apparently the only way to get a checkpoint is to use the train system every time, which is weird because it seems to take you to some kind of loading screen every time. That's a bit of a problem. I suppose they should unlock those shortcuts immediately. They should have more checkpoints. But whatever, I guess that only happened like once or twice, so no big problem. And the levels, I had to go through them again, but they were already, the puzzles were already solved, so it didn't take forever. But still, it was weird. On the other hand, it was interesting to me it was interesting, because I can see how the puzzles were designed, so you can go back and forth after you've solved the puzzle. As opposed to just someone who isn't interested in game design, I would be rather annoying. And of course it was annoying anyways. But Yono is a very simplistic game, and despite that it tells a pretty interesting story, even though it just vomits text upon you. I'm sure it's interesting text, but it just goes on and on and on, and at some point I just started skipping and only occasionally I would pay attention. But it still was good whatever parts I read. I remember one time I went to the capital, that's right, and apparently there was a queen that wanted to see me. And I remember I talked to one NPC that wasn't important, but he had a dialogue anyways, and he was the executioner, and he talked to me and he said, "Oh, it's nice to see the queen and all, but it's important to remember that all kind of rule is an extension of physical violence. And he's the executioner of the queen, and he's the one who makes sure that her orders get executed." And her enemies. Well, I'm paraphrasing, but it was interesting. It's funny how they got these philosophical things that happen. And all along, you're just this cute elephant that wants to save everyone. Apparently in this game, there's a religion around the elephants. And you're a young elephant, so people will have all kinds of mixed reactions. I mean, most of them, they're like, "Oh, you're the new elephant. That's so great. We waited 1,000 years for the arrival of the new elephant." And then other people, they don't know as much about the stuff, I guess, and they're like, "Oh, what is this, an elephant?" I mean, they wouldn't know about it, because apparently they only come out every 1,000 years. And I guess there's one guy that you meet who is apparently 1,000 years old, and he's just been there waiting, and he slept the entire time. Oh yeah, and then he just didn't know what was going on. And he was like, oh, I remember, it wasn't long ago that I saw the last elephant. It's cool, it's got so much nice little flavor to it. I guess there's also a lot of really unpolished shit. Like, sometimes there's vases that you can break to get, like, health and coins. But then sometimes you can walk over the vases and they don't break. I mean, they don't break unless you attack them. And that's pretty weird, because why wouldn't they just break when you step on them? That would be so simple. But then sometimes you can walk on them and then you accidentally get pushed upwards onto higher ground. Which is crazy, because there's not even a jump button, so everything in this game is just about, well, falling down and then, like, finding elevators or stairs to get back up. I guess it's all been designed around that. So all in all, if you like action games, then this isn't for you, but if you can bear having a cute little children's game, then this is great, because it's that. And the story is good, it gets even better in the end. At first you start out just going to this village of windmills, yeah, that's right, and you have to do little puzzles for the people that live there. There's one guy who has a field of flowers, and you have to water them, and that way you learn the watering mechanic. Apparently you suck up water with your trunk, and you can swell up real fat, and then you can release the water at any point, but unfortunately you can only release it all at once, which is annoying. But I guess that's what you do if you have a puzzle game. You make it so that everything is limited, so you have to go back. I don't know if that was actually necessary, but whatever. Well, there's not usually more water needed than once, so that's usually fine. Yes, there's very simplistic controls, and there's stuff like that where you don't really have any control over it. You can just unload all the water at once, but you don't have any choice about how you unload it. But regardless, it's pretty cool how he moves, even though the controls are weird with that too. He's got this dash move, which is pretty strong, but then after he's done, he stops for like half a second, so you're not really faster than if you hadn't dashed, which I guess makes sense because they didn't want the little elephant to dash around all the time. So I guess it's just a game that requires patience because you're a cute little elephant. Oh well, I've seen worse. And so later on you find more stuff, like there's peanuts that you can suck up, and it makes a really cute sound when he sucks up a whole bunch of peanuts, and then you can shoot them out one by one. You get 3 peanuts, and you can shoot little balloons and pop them by shooting peanuts at them, and it's funny and beautiful. And then later on you get hot chili peppers that apparently make you spit fire, just like the water, but slightly different and more dangerous, but not to you, I guess. I mean, you're the good guy and you can't do no wrong. It's just this cute little elephant making his way through the world, and he's just trying to help, but all the other people, they've got their own weird ideas about what should be done. And it's just really cool to see what happens. And you should check out the story if you've got a few hours, because it's not that fast-paced of a game. It really pays off, in my opinion. It's a really cute ending, even though I guess in the end there's no mode. I mean, I guess I don't want to spoil it, but I wish there had been a sandbox mode in the end. That's all I gotta say, especially because the ending sets it up too, so that it would make sense that there'd be a sandbox mode, but no, just credits. Oh well. So yeah, check out Yono and the Celestial Elephant, and subscribe for more. Goodbye, everyone. Oh, I almost forgot, there's some more gripes that I have with the game. So, if you look at the game, it's isometric and it has a grid, and it would make perfect sense if pressing an arrow key would move you alongside the direction of the grid, but instead it moves you diagonally because it just assumes that you want to go straight in that direction, even though that direction matches up with the way you look at it. It doesn't match up with good game design. It would have been better if at least there was an option to turn it 45 degrees, so you can just press one arrow key to go straight down the road, and you don't have to press two to go diagonally. And then also, it's not even designed well around that anyways, because if you stop, he's not going to stop the way he went. If you don't let both of the keys go at exactly the same time, he's going to face one way or the other. He's not going to face the diagonal way that you tried to go. And then that means that he's gonna squirt the water the wrong way if you set up for that. So you need to use lock-on in order to have that going. And that could have all been prevented if they had just made it so that the control scheme was flipped by 45 degrees. And that's too bad. And also, I almost forgot to mention that there's combat in this game, and the combat isn't really that great, because you only have one move, and that's the headbutt. And the headbutt has a bit of a cooldown, and then you just run away from the enemies in that. Well, it doesn't have a long cooldown, actually. I guess you just headbutt repeatedly, but it still takes longer than it should, and it's weirdly... I don't know, it doesn't feel great, but I guess most of the time it's fine. Especially when the enemies get like really tanky and you just need to headbutt them, and then I guess eventually they'll get a hit off, so you gotta headbutt them like once or twice and then back off. And that's not great, I guess. I don't know, they probably should have made the combat more interesting, maybe made the enemies faster, made them made more enemies, and then I guess one enemy you could stun lock rather than just having to back off that one enemy that you were actually headbutting, because you'd think that would actually stun lock him, but whatever, I guess not. Yeah, well, I guess the combat's not too interesting. I guess it's kept simple. And I guess it's not hard, so it's not an issue. I guess it really is well suited for children. Oh well. But on the bright side, look at this fucking fast travel. Look how cute it is, that elephant in his cart. And then it makes that train horn sound. Ah, so cute. Oh shit, I just thought of another gripe. Box pushing takes too long. You're a powerful elephant, push the boxes faster. It's not even that. He's not even slow with pushing the boxes, it's just that you need to move against the boxes for like a whole second before he actually does the animation where he pushes it. And that's not even him pushing it, it's just him like stopping in front of the box, and then he starts pushing it after he's confirmed that you want to push it after like a second. That should be faster. I mean, I see why not, because there's sometimes puzzles where you're gonna have to rewind the level if you push the box the wrong way. But on average, I'd prefer it if that was a lot faster. It would stop the game from being so slow. Oh well.